Hey guys, it's M4J here, and welcome back to Transport Fever 2. Last time out, we did a little bit of cost cutting to try and save us basically going into bankruptcy, and for the most part, it's actually working. If I select one of these trains, for example, I think I picked a bad example here, but you can kind of see it's working. So you can see that the money is in fact rolling in. The line's profitable, that's the good thing. And the capacity is actually okay. It's almost half full. Another good one would have been... that's not a good one either. The really good one is Maltby to Crayford. Look at that. 530 out of 714. That's a very, very good one. And the money is coming in. So much so that Line Manager, the mod, is actually buying new trains as well to keep up with demand. So you can see we got a new Luton to Crayford goods, a new Harrow livestock train, which to be honest I could probably extend the existing livestock trains. How many have we got on that line now? Just the 2. That's fine, but it will constantly manage it. So every time the demand is too low, it will sell a train. Every time the demand rises, it will buy a train. It might not be the most efficient way to run it, but it's also not bad. Some of these though can be bad. See, look here, it's waiting to depart still and actually join the line. And that's where it can be quite bad, because it's obviously not earning us any money right now. Also, something else, I did this last week and it wasn't working. But look, I got the auto trains to work. So this one in a second, when it departs, just waiting for it to cross lines. I was thinking of rebuilding this junction actually to make it slower, but if a train can enter it at that speed realistically, then it can enter it at that speed realistically. There's no point in worrying about changing it. But you'll see in a second when it departs, it actually leaves with the loco at the rear of the train rather than at the front like it currently is. Give it 1 second. It's going to let it fill up. Again, it's reasonably full. It's almost a quarter full. It's not bad. I love the sounds in this as well. It does sound a little off-key, shall we say? A little whatever the audio equivalent of pixelated is. But it's still good. There we go, look. So now it leaves carriage first, which is fantastic. And again, this line is profitable. In fact, if I go into the line list and organise it by this, Gravesend to Crayford Food is one that isn't making us money. How many trains do we have on this line, actually? Whoa! Okay, yeah, that might need changing. That's a lot of trains. What's that, 8 trains? I think that needs changing. Maybe raise the capacity or something. I don't know, because that is crazy. That line's going to be full. Richmond to Maltby via Hereford. Crayford to Newton Aycliffe, which is relatively new. Luton to Maltby. Richmond to Maltby. The Goods Air Shuttle is losing money as well. That's an interesting... Oh, I reckon I know what that one is. I'm going to scooch over there now. I reckon that's because no planes can land at the airport. That's my guess. Mind you, Gravesend, look at the state of this as well. There's a lot of stuff waiting. Should get that filled up as well. Over here, that's got a constant supply of grain to make the plastic, which is also great. So yeah, over here it is... There's a lot of aircraft circling, so I reckon that's the cause of that problem. I'm almost tempted actually to start running the time again and see if we can get some higher capacity vehicles unlocked, because that will make a big difference. Even if it's just, you know, passenger carriages. Keep the locos but change the carriages. That can make a huge difference. And if we can get some higher capacity aircraft as well, that will also be handy. But before we get into that, we've got some other stuff to do today. So, if I head back down to Richmond, all the way down here, one thing I want to start off with is this little shuttle branch line here down to Bedlington. I want to get this up and running. I reckon Bedlington is going to be a very good little town to get involved in our network that we're building up here. I'm just curious, actually. Maybe I should build the line first and then worry about the station. Although saying that, I reckon point it this way and it runs relatively flat until it gets to that tunnel over there, which is about right. So I think if I just go ahead and build you, let's go with the 120, no overhead wires. My kind of want you pointing this way. Although, before I do that, I do want to build. So the reason I pause this is so we don't run into financial difficulties whilst we're going along. Just want to do that and then build you along like this. Build you along like this. Obviously, this town is going to grow considerably over the years. So I kind of want to get this bit in early so that we don't run into trouble. If I build that there, this is going to be the site of our railway station. Like so. And I've built it quite small. We will extend it in the future, of course. But I built it quite small right now because we're only running a little shuttle. We're going to use the same auto train principle that I was showing you just now. Where it's all going to be, you know, a little tank engine shuttling backwards and forwards. Do a little parallel tracks here for a passing loop. I think it's a good spot for it. There will be a freight terminal somewhere along this line as well. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. For now, though, I just want to plug this in. How good is that? That's not bad, actually. So I think this line here, we'll bring it out a little bit further. Maybe to like here, because I think the freight terminal is going to be over this direction. So I think at this point here, we will end this line. Nice. And I think we're going to, now that we've got line manager working, I think my strategy for adding vehicles to lines is to use an existing vehicle on an existing line and then just reallocate it to a new line. Let's just remove... Oh, that's the wrong one. That was stupid. 1 second. We'll replace you. There we go. Helps to remove the right one, doesn't it? And same with this. There we are. Now, in terms of platform usage here, that is a double slip, right? Yes. So I'm actually debating. I kind of want to move this station over and add an extra bay platform here. Or I could just remove this. That might work as well, because I believe these will still be connected if I do that. So let's just pin you for a second. If I remove this set of steps, and then if I just add a little... Yeah, it only has to be like that. And I believe you are still connected. Yes, you are. Good stuff. And then we can just add a small... little section of track there. Like that. I think that's a good spot to have this this little shuttle terminate, actually. Because you can still cross over here onto the correct line. Actually, you can't. But that's fine, because we can just add another crossover here. And then you'll be able to. So you come across here, and then here you'll turn right, and then here you'll turn right, and then you're on the right line. Actually, no, you can. There. You can do it. We don't need this. We'll remove that. There you go. Now, I was tempted to add some signals at the exit of the station here as well. Maybe on this line I will. I don't know right now. But that's one bit done. So, we'll build the line. Get that going. From Richmond Central, we want platform 7. And then you come all the way down here to Bedlington. There we are. Now you should be fine to just transfer a train to Richmond to Bedlington. There we are. I keep saying that. I'm sorry. It's really annoying, I know. So one of these stations... One of these ones, maybe? If I grab... You're relatively new. Grab this one, and we want you on Richmond to Bedlington. We'll start off with just the one, shuttling backwards and forwards. Probably shouldn't have unpaused the game, actually. I should have given that a second. But let's check what you're doing right now. You're heading to Bedlington. Let me just pin this as well so we can get back here quickly. So where are you? Okay, you have to go all the way up and around, which is a massive inconvenience. Also, where are you trying to go? One second. Let's have another crack at this. So manage vehicle. Let's sell you. Just get rid of you outright. So I kind of want one that's already on the way back towards... you. Perfect. So you are now going to be on Richmond to Bedlington. There we are. And if I grab you, you should now be heading to Bedlington. Yes. You're going the wrong way. I'll turn you around. There we are. You might have to sit there and wait a second. But that's fine. If I speed up time a little bit. I love these little auto trains. They're so cool. No collision there. Good, good. This little one as well. What are you, Crayford to Luton? Do you know what? I'm actually tempted to get that. Oh, hello. Can I get you out of the way? Yeah, if I move you to, like, here. Also, these shouldn't exist anymore. Because that's going to cause problems. Come on. Let me delete. There we go. So yeah, these ones here, I probably should have replaced those carriages, and I also need to add the front and the back bit to make them actually functional. What's the capacity like on this? Awful. Can I do that now? Is that something I'll be able to do? I don't know. But yeah, this one's now running. If I head over to Bedlington, do we have any passengers waiting yet? We do not. What about here? Not yet. Oh, Hungerford. So we have got people there, but they might be travelling. They might be driving, sorry. Because Hungerford's just up here. Yeah, that's a possibility. Let's pause the game. Oh. Literally, as I went to pause it then, it went into the negatives. We are still making money, I'm sure. Pretty certain. Crayford to Newton Aycliffe. It's kind of there. There we go. Right. Pause. I need to grab the Crayford to Luton trains. Grab these. All of these. Edit vehicle. I need to remove these carriages because they're god-awful. There we go. And then I want to go running cost. Passenger. And I would like to grab these ones. And they are expensive to buy, but we've got a little bit of credit here. So that's fine. I want like rear brake. There we go. If I get the GWR looking ones, we'll grab 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll kind of do it like that. In fact, if I just get rid of that train completely, we can afford it. And then if I come out of this and go to all, I then want 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then we'll put this one at this end. 1, 2, 3, 4. That one there. 1, 2, and then that one there. So it should run forwards direction, I believe, is loco first, and then that's running in reverse. There we are. That's not what I meant to press. So that's that fixed. Here comes the Bedlington train. Again, it might take a little while. It might be to do with... actually, are we even in... Yeah, we're not serving much of the town right now. So, to be honest, we probably need a bus line here as well. Just to complete the what am I doing? Buildings. Just to complete the whole setup here. So, we'll have one of you there. And then we'll have another one just, I don't know, here. That's all you need, isn't it? That serves all those buildings. And that serves... pretty much the rest. Just looking to see what serves this building. That one's not served. I might just go with a bus stop up here as well, just for completionist's sake. In fact, if I have one there and one there, then I could probably... Actually, no, we'll keep it like that. That's fine. Road depot. Stick you there. That's also fine. Right. Start here. Kingsway. They're always called Kingsway. Have you noticed that? You are Bedlington Bus. There we are. Grab this. New vehicle. Because it'll take forever to get a new one down here. Buy the bus. Bedlington Bus. Off you go. Probably end up with more in the future. But for now, that's fine. Right. Pause again. Now, I want to work on this line here from Richmond, and it is going to cross over to Crayford, but there's going to be a new station here. And then from here, it's going to go down through Lymington and Egham. Probably terminate at Egham, actually. And then there'll be another station here at Ulverston, where one goes down to Poulton and one goes down to Corby. That, to me, is my plan. But... I don't just want to build a station like this at Crayford, nor do I want to build one like this at Conisbrough. I want to build a triangular station. So 3 stations, basically, if I show you. Let's go with this. 160, 2 tracks. In fact, if we go with 240 and... Yeah, we'll keep it as 2 tracks. Do we want to keep it as 2 tracks? I don't know. But we want one... like this, one like this, and then eventually we'll have one like this as well, and they will all be connected together. But let's do the first 2. So from Crayford here, this is technically can't speak. This is technically going to serve Crayford, so we are going to build it relatively close to Crayford. I think one there, and then one like this, but it needs to be at the same level as that one, and I think to do that you press these, don't you? Yes, you do. I think like this. Let's go like that, and then the third one will be like this. But I think at that point, actually, do you know what? Already I'm thinking this one here does need to be angled more. More like this. Now, the trains might not necessarily be able to run through here at speed. But I think pretty much every train's going to stop here anyway, so it shouldn't be a big issue. And then this one will be in this configuration. Like this. I think that's me triangle. Whether or not this actually works, if I connect these up with streets... I have no idea if this is going to work. What would have been cool, actually, is if I could have built curved stations. And I think there's a mod that does let you do it, but I don't know. I don't know how to actually get that working. If I just build you like that a sec, and then if I get rid of this bit of road, connect you up like this. Now, question. Does that connect to that one? Yes, it does. Okay. So now if I go the other way, and if we built this one down, which could technically connect up to this road as well. Like that. And then if this comes straight across, and I guess also connects up there. Does this one connect to this one too? No, it doesn't. But there's still a fix for that. Don't panic. If we We connect this one up like this. And then for the fix, we're going to go outwards like this. And also outwards like this. There we go. They're all connected. Good. Now we just got to work out how to connect these up. So I think this one's just going to be a 2-track station. Probably didn't need to be this big either, to be honest, but it is what it is. This one probably could have been a lot shorter. That's we'll fix it when we need to. Moment, I think. This one I think is going to be... In fact, you know what? I think they are all just going to be 2-track stations for now. If we need to add extra platforms in the future, we've got the outer edge to do that. That's the best thing about this. It does help if we build the subways though, doesn't it? Same with this one. Where are you? There. And then this one. Tracks. And then there will be a bus from here that runs into the centre of Crayford as well. Even though there is already a line between Richmond and Crayford, it just felt right to have this this station be here as well. Crayford West is a good name for it. For this station. We'll rename them in a sec. So this line, once it's on this side, it goes down to Ulverston, where it will split again, with one half going to Poulton and the other half going to Corby. The other section, this one here, this is the good bit. This is the one where it goes down to... in fact, you know what? Before I do that side, let's actually do this side. So this out of here, if I could do this as a parallel track, that would be great. So we're going to kind of curve it this way. It's going to have to come up and over the water anyway. Now this... it's going to have to be something like this. And it didn't build the parallel track. I had a feeling it wasn't going to. I also didn't check what the speed limit was here. It is 42, which isn't the worst. To be honest, if we... hang on. We could get a better average speed out of both of these. So we'll lose a little speed on this side, but we'll gain it on this side, and that's where it's good. So here, you're going to curve around kind of like this. And then this side is going to curve around kind of like this. So it's 45 there. So it's still, actually, I think it's still way slower on this side, but it's fine. That's 44. So it is faster, and it's not the most untidy. I think this is fine. And then from here we can bridge up and over the water. Now this bit's going to be slightly expensive. We could perhaps go downriver and bridge over there where it's cheaper. Where was this line originally going, by the way? Because I've got it pointing this way. Was it just supposed to go down to Poulton? Because that'll be really dumb. I don't think it was meant to. I think it was meant to always come down this way, and I just didn't build it very well. So we'll have this run along the water's edge for a little bit, and then it'll climb up and over. So I think we'll run it to, like, here. Like so. And then at this point is where it will start climbing. Kind of like this. Give me an embankment, please. Thank you. And then here, I guess we could just go straight across, but I will bend it round. Because if we can use existing hillsides, that would be useful. And there's kind of one here. And then we can still, we'll have to delete like this little bit, but it will still connect up, and that'll be fine. So for the bridge here... we could go with something like this. Got to be able to get the boats under it, obviously. So we'll start off like this. And then we'll remove the center span. And this is going to be like our If we did it like that. Or is there one where it's just... Why do these all have pillars now? I never had that problem before. Huh. Let's go with... I mean, that one looks fine. That's fine. We'll go with that. Okay. Connect the parallel tracks up. There we go. And then here, we basically want it to stay level, but on an embankment, which makes it more expensive, but it's fine. There. And then over this way, I'm just going to do the little site prep here. Remove these bits. Like that. So it's going to tunnel a little bit here, I think, or it's going to be quite a steep climb and then fall again, but it could be worse. I think if we point you sort of this way, there, and then if we bring you round, that's not too bad. I'm fine with that. And then we'll build some signals. So we'll grab... do you know what? I kind of want to go with the 4 aspect for this bit. Again, we're kind of like testing it, you know? So do we have colour lights on this line, don't we? We've got one there. I think over there we do as well. So it's not like I'm completely abandoning semaphores, but I think for some of these it would be awesome. Excuse me, choking on my words again. It would be awesome if I could actually have colour aspects as well. Turn off auto sig for this one. Can I get... So I think a 3 aspect might be better here. It'd be really cool if you could get feathered ones, but I know that's not possible. Why are you yellow? That should be fine. Whoops. Autosave. We'll remove that. That'll kick in a second. Any second now. Come on, autosave. Do your thing. There we go. And now we can come back down to Richmond and remove this signal. And then build... Again, I guess... Could just go with this one. It looks like it's busier than it is then when you do this, which is fine. Right, phase 1 tick. Now phase 2. So I think for now I'm just going to build the line down to Egham via Lymington. I think this Ulverston one and Corby will come back to. So I think actually the slow line here is going to be our profit maker. Now, can I build... If I was to grab this and go straight out like this and make it level, will it go through? No, it will not. Also, this is a big hill. I did not plan this very well, did I? Well, we know the concept works, so we could move the track like the station. Maybe if we just built it at Ulverston and then had one line come back across... that's a bit of a faff, isn't it? I feel like I can make this work, but I need to keep it cheap. No, do you know what? I think I am actually going to rebuild. So we're not going to have a second station at Crayford. I think our station is going to be moved down to Ulverston here, which is quite a long run, I'll admit. But well, at least we get our, most of our money back. If I get rid of all of that as well, then in theory, we can keep this bit of track. So it's not all doom and gloom. And there we go. So actually, that's quite a lot of money we've just got back. I think before I build the track again, I do want to come over to Ulverston and actually plan this out properly this time. So it's going to be in the north over here, but I don't want it to be on a hill. So maybe... I mean, where's flat? This bit here is reasonably flat. So if we have one side in this direction, kind of like this, and then another side in this direction, kind of like this, and then the third side, which can be a lot shorter, only has to be like 160. Let's go with that. This side can be teeny tiny and kind of go between the two like that. Now the question is, are these at the same level? I think the answer is actually no. But we can sort that out. If we make this level, we'll keep it like that for now. And then here, whoops, that's not what I meant to do at all. Here, there you go. So the average speed is, or the highest speed is 60 now, as opposed to what it was before, which is a lot better. And then we will need a tunnel here to get through this part of the hill, but it's a lot better than it was, which is always good. Right, let's build these platforms. So we need the other track first. Like so, and then we need the other platform. Like so, and then like so. Same with this side. Track first. These should probably be 125 mile an hour tracks along this section, but I think again I will upgrade those at a later date, because I still need to go and upgrade all the bridges between Bridge House and Richmond anyway, so might as well do it all as one project. Now this station here needs to be at the same level as these other two, so I'm going to delete that for now. That'll be the third part of the triangle. We'll come back to that. As long as these two are connected, then this whole project still works. Now Ulverston itself is probably going to be served by mainly this station, but I might have a little shuttle that also goes down. So if I build here, if I remove this, for passenger buildings, if we go with one big one, let's build it there, and then we'll have side buildings like this. I forgot to do the bit I actually meant to do. And then this is going to be the bay platform, like that. Same with this one, or similar with this one. We're going to move the passenger building. These probably don't need to be large, actually. These can be mediums. I'm going to move you here anyway. Just in case. I mean, we might end up adding another bay platform here in the future. Who knows? Right. Medium side building. Medium main building. And then a medium side building again. And then for the road, so I want to have a bus station in here too. But I think for now I'm going to build it. I mean, I could just go really simple for this and come up like this. And then up like this. And then just connect them like that. There are worse ways to do this. And then the bus station itself can go in this gap. Kind of like this. And then somehow we'll get out of the gap between these three stations. Right. Next thing. Turn off parallel tracks temporarily. This needs to come around and connect up like that. Good stuff. Now we need to get through this hill. So I kind of want to curve this round. Like so. And I might just leave it as the default. Why did you not do parallel tracks? Sometimes it does it and sometimes it doesn't. And it's very annoying when it decides it doesn't want to work. And we'll do kind of the same as what we've done before. Actually, do we want this as a bridge? We might as well have this as a bridge if it's offering it to us. But we want it to be like as short a bridge as possible. So I think over here, yeah, over here it returns back to ground level. So let's do something like this. And then something like that. There we are. And then follow this round. God, this better make money. I mean, we could still have a station serving West Crayford. Tempting. It is actually very tempting. Temptation though is to build it at a higher level, and I've done that before, and it that was at Seaford, wasn't it? And it kind of didn't work. So where are we coming in? We're coming in from there, and we need to connect to there. So if I build it like this direction, like this, and I will go with just a 4-tracker, which is expensive, admittedly. But what are you? Crayford West. That's fine. And then we'll connect these lines up. It just means anyone who wants to go south from Crayford doesn't necessarily have to go all the way up to Richmond, because that's going to add to the journey time and it's not going to be very attractive to them. So I think if we do this, and I'm just keeping an eye on the money, because again, I don't want to bankrupt myself. Done that too much recently. Right, you go there, and then this one will go here. And we are going to have an issue here, I think. So again, where am I coming in from? That direction. So we need you to be basically straight. And then 2-track, I guess. That works. And then the crossovers, if I can squeeze them in either side of the level crossing here. Okay. Then we'll connect you up. Now this should be able to go along and connect up this way. £52,000 for that one. That's fine. Does it charge me more actually if I use parallel tracks, or is this like a little cheat mode? I didn't think about that. That might be a little cheat mode. In which case, awesome. I'm not going to complain too much about that. I'm also going to remove all these signals because I think we're going to have to do it again anyway. And to be honest, these just need to be 3 color aspects right now. I don't think we're anywhere near the stage where we need 4s. Alright, swoop down this way and remove all these ones. There we go. And then we're going to hit yes. Okie dokie, and then we'll remove this one. That should be signaled all the way up to the station now. And basically I will turn off auto-sig quickly just to pop this one in, and then turn on auto-sig quickly to place this lot in. Remove that one. all the way back down to Richmond, and then again. Turn off autosig. Stick that one in. Right. How are we doing for time? 40 minutes. That's good. Good stuff. Right, so from Crayford west here, we are going to build... I mean, I could use Country Road for this, I suppose. Just for now. We could always upgrade it in the future. In fact, speaking of... build it away a little bit so I have got room to expand it in the future. There we go. And then we'll build for now just a little one-stop bus stop at the end of this road just to connect to the station. So you are Crayford West, that's fine. This here is Crayford West bus. And then this one is Crayford West. Is it T for train? I think. I don't actually know. And this is just going to be a shuttle to the bus station, I think, from here. So I believe we've got an extra platform for... oh, we've got a couple of extra platforms free. That's fine. Crayford bus station. And you're going to come down here to Crayford West bus. Nice. We'll buy a bus for that momentarily. That should be able to come out of that one, no problem. This line here then down to Ulverston. This is all up and running and good. I think for now I might just have a little shuttle between Ulverston and this triangle here. But this is going to be Ulverston Junction. And then west. And you are... again, I'm going to do T for train, but it might not be that. You're Ulverston Junction. East. T. And then when we eventually build the southern one, that will be named as well. And then for the streets here, for the bus station. So I think if I continue this one out straight. So this could probably slope downwards, I was going to say, but maybe not. I might just build it straight for now. This one's definitely sloping downwards. And then for the bus station, nearly lost my voice then. We're going to have at least one of each, 20 meters length. That can go like, actually before I do that. We'll build it like this. And this, to be honest, could be a one-way network. Like so. And then this could attach into that. Or we build it sideways, like so. So right now that does connect to both. I'm going to do it like this. And then I'm going to grab this and I'm going to extend these out. And then street access. Yeah, that connects. That one doesn't, which is irritating. But I suppose for now at least we only need the one. Or we build this again and we build it properly this time. There's an option too. So it needs to be in this alignment. And it needs to be flat. There we go. Now this might work. Okay, it still doesn't. Oh, I think I've built this. Have I built this wrong? It's actually quite hard to tell. Or is it a slope? Oh, it's a slope thing. Yeah, that's completely the wrong slope. Okay. Do you know what then? I'm just going to leave it like this. For now. Or I remove these side bits again, and then maybe it works. Yeah, now it works. Let's do that. That's fine. So you're going to be Ulverston Junction. and then B for bus. And then we've got room for extra berths either side, which is nice. Cool. Still got to extend this. Oh, I've got to signal this section of line as well first. Let's do that. So, grab this, auto sig, yes, and I'm going to put it here knowing full well that it's going to be removed. Actually, that's perfect placement. This one can go. And then over this... Oh, did it not do autosig? You little sod. It didn't do autosig. That's annoying. Hang on. It still didn't do autosig. Fine, we'll do it manually. On there. One here. One here. Oops, kind of placed that in the wrong spot, but never mind. And then one here. Which probably doesn't need to be that type, but I've done it now. And then down here, we'll actually do the same thing. Remove that. Place that. There we go. Is this level? Oh, that does actually drop down slightly. Okay, what that tells me then is this whole line here is too low. Which does explain a little bit when it comes to the... to the bus station not connecting properly. So to be honest, we probably need to remove like all of this as well. Including, whoops, that bit. So I have another crack. So how do you actually get these at the right height? That's the big question. So it's got to be something like... basically like this, I reckon. And then tracks, 75 miles an hour. Parallel tracks, probably not going to work anyway, but we'll try it. Too much slope. Interesting. Up or down? Oh, up. Wow, that's, yeah. That's too high now. Way too high now. So it needs to be like this and then up like this, I think. Try it now. Again, it'd be really awesome without terraforming if there was a way you could just build something at the same height. That's pretty good, to be fair. It's kept the name. That's awesome. Good stuff. Build the second platform. Good stuff. Build subway. The roofs and stuff, I should probably come back and do those at some point, but Alright, connect you up. Good, good, good. I have no idea if this is the right... Oh, that does actually look pretty close now. That does look pretty close. Oops, come on. There we go. So I need to go from here along. So if I build it like this first, build it level, and then here it will slope down. And I think the tracks will go up and over it, yeah. And that might be the way in and out. It'll come along this way and then join up to the main road and run into Ulverston. Maybe. As for this, I think it's just too close now. So if I was to remove these modules, Yeah, so that now works. That's also good. And then for this piece, we'll remove that bit. One-way street. You're going to go like this. And then you're going to come around. Again, there's actually no reason whatsoever to do this. But I think it's cool. And that's why. Alrighty. This is all connected. Everything serves everything. Fantastic. Node controller here would be perfect as well, just to tidy those up. But sadly, this isn't City Skylines. So the final piece then, for today at least, I think is going to be a branch from this platform here down into Ulverston itself. But then again, I mean, a line down to Polton would be good, and then maybe just have... Okay, so this down here is definitely going to be a station. We've established that. It's going to be a terminus station. And we're probably going to stick it... It'll be like here-ish, I think. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this. Because effectively this is going to come straight out like that. And the station is going to be attached to this. Now, this is going to be quite expensive. Actually, no, not necessarily, he says. Can't speak today. I can't speak any day. I've noticed that a lot. My ability to speak is thwarted considerably. Right, let's times... There we go. Did perfectly what I wanted it to do there. So this is literally like the messiest bit of track that I think I've ever built in my life. But if it works... Oh, hello. Oh, we've come in too high here. Wow. Never mind. Okay, new plan then. I think we're actually going to come in on this side of the town. Like here. Basically. And then from here, hopefully... Yeah. But we're going to make this a cutting. Oh my god, that's so expensive. What if I just like curved sharply this way? And then came down and round like this. That works. That does work. And then... just to get this actually started. So we will need a tunnel here, sadly. I think there was always going to be a huge tunnel around here somewhere, though. Now, yeah, that's climbing up to go over Ulverston. So actually, I'm fine with that. Let's confirm that. I have no idea how much the second track here is going to cost, but if I do this and then pause again, that should be the money we need. So expensive, this. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, from here then, we're going to have another line that comes around like this. And this is just to make sure that trains from the depot can access this. And yeah. To be honest, this little line here, I'm really tempted to make it electrified. So, tools. Electrification tool. Just to see what it's actually like. Can I not electrify this track here? One sec. It might have something to do with... There we go. So now we've got a working electrified line here. want to have a look at the slope here. I think that's, yeah, that seems to be fine. It's a bit of a climb out of the station here by the looks of things. Bit of a climb. Not the worst. But yeah, we can have the electric train going backwards and forwards here. And then for the final piece of this massive puzzle, I have no idea what I'm doing with this bus station now, by the way, or even what I'm doing with this. This is supposed to be a triangular junction, isn't it? Maybe it just isn't then. Maybe it's just a Y shape for now. If I can get curved platforms in the future, I'll build one here. And then at that point, we'll remove this branch line and it'll be done purely by the buses. That's probably a better way of doing it. That's probably a much better way of doing it. Tracks, this one, parallel track, yes, please. So if I keep this level now, yeah, we're going to bridge over the town, and that is perfect. A bit of a slope down, but that's fine. The only issue is where do we go at the bottom of this? So we're going round this way, down towards Egham, I believe. Or technically, where's the line? Oh, here. Technically, we're heading down towards Lymington and then Egham. So we need to, here in fact, be curving round to the left still. So we need to be coming around like this. And this does need to be on an embankment, which is even more expensive. It's also not a very good speed right now, but that's better. Just need to get the money to pay for this. There we are. So I think up to... if I bring this back a little bit to like here... And then this part here will be a bridge. And I think we'll make it this type. Like so. Yeah. And then, so where's Lymington? Lymington's that way. This bit will be embankment again. Will run like this, and then obviously this will be 2-track, kind of like that. Auto save. None of this is parallel. Fantastic. Okay, yeah, this is fine. This is better. This is good. All good stuff. Right. Yep. So we need to come across. This could basically just follow all the way along. There we go. And then tap in like that. Cool. So Lymington Station. Now Lymington is also going to be a V shape, I reckon, with a line to Egham and a line to Stamford. So I think for Lymington Station, we want 4-track, 240. I think we're going to build it in this gap here, but we might elevate it. Which is expensive, so we might have to come back to that idea. But yeah, the idea actually, again, I'm unsure. Maybe we'll build it this side of town and then have one line go that side to Stamford and then one to... I don't know, is the short answer to that bit right now. I don't know. I want to kind of get this to a terminus point though, so we can start running trains. So I do want to build this now. So maybe as a temporary fix, I just attach it to this street here, and then in the future we'll rebuild. Maybe if I attach it literally right outside the, or right next to the tram stops, like that. And then for this, we'll go with 3 platforms. We need money, obviously. Actually, 2 platforms at Stamford, and then 2 at Egham. Here we want to run like right alongside the road, basically. But we'll start off... Like, if I could build it here, that would be good. Again, let's get some money. Oh, see, I was afraid that was going to happen. It's all fine. It will come back. There you go. It's just when the maintenance comes out. There we go. That's Stamford. And then if we come down to Egham and do basically the same. There's a nice bus stop here, in fact. Egham, I'm tempted to make a 3-track from the get-go. And I kind of want it... if I could build it... Hang on one second. If I can go... A bit like what we did at the other... Why can't I build that there? Okay, weird. In that case, I'm just going to build it across like this. And we'll have the station attached to this road. And it'll run basically alongside this road. There we go. Parallel tracks, yes please. And we want this right alongside the road here. What side of the road is that station on? Okay, that's fine. We'll go like this. Again, it doesn't like level crossings, this parallel tracks mod. Build you like that. And again, you need to be that style. So already you can see how I've, got this layout going. So instead of having 2 separate stations for the transfer here, we'll just have the one. Which we probably could have done up at Ulverston as well, to be fair. But we've done it like this now. Okay, and then this track here will come across like this, and then somehow... Oh, there it is. Like that. You'll be a double slip. Brilliant. So that's Egham Station. And then this bus stop down here is about to become very popular, so much so that I think I will actually move it over here. Does Egham have a central? Oh, it does. Good. Good, good, good. And then we need to link Lymington up to Ulverston still. And also to Stamford, of course. So for this bit, I think this line, we're going to start by curving it this way slightly. And then, actually, can I make this... That'd be handy if I could make this a 4-track level crossing. There we are. And then here, it will branch off and curve round. Because the road we need to follow to Stamford, yeah, that's fine. And then here, it will keep coming round. And then this bit here is where it will start running up towards the road. And then it will curve inwards here. God, this run is going to be amazing in first person mode. It's going to be gorgeous. And then here, straight in. Lovely stuff. Fix the parallel track down at this end of the line. So I like this bit where it just very briefly comes together again and then branches off. Lovely. Big fan of that. Right, Stamford. So yeah, we're doing a lot here, but like I said before, if we take like trains from other lines and use them here, we should be fine. We should be fine. Should be absolutely a-okay. As for this section then, I think what I'm going to do is this line here is going to be the main running line. Where's Ulverston? Oh, so we're actually going left here. So yeah, this is going to be the main running line. So we need to come in. So if we go across here, and then around to the left. That should be fine. Like that. Nice, nice. If I fix this side up as well quickly. So from here, we need to come in. Is that not going to let me do that? I mean, that works, I suppose. It's not ideal, but it works. I'm actually tempted to make this bit 4 track going in that direction, but we can always come back to that. Because I want to have a crossover. Actually, I can do that by making this a double slip. Just in case. That's fine. Parallel tracks over here. And then I think we can build the last bit in and we can get to signalling. Now, I don't want long haul journeys right now running on this line. So to start with, we're just going to have a train that goes backwards and forwards, or a service that goes backwards and forwards between Richmond and probably Egham. Yeah, Egham. And then a shuttle between Egham and Stamford. And then obviously we're going to have the Ulverston shuttle as well. Lymington and Stamford. If I didn't... Did I say that? I don't even know if I said that. Right, so this is all connected now. In theory, we could start running trains, but obviously we need to signal this still. So here, use the auto sig, which hopefully works. We'll do you like that. Yeah, that's worked. Great, great, great. Remove that one. It's a hell of a journey, this. That's why I'm doing it in small pieces right now, just so we're not like running trains that just aren't going to make any money. So obviously the transfer times and stuff are going to slow things down, but hopefully the appeal is there still. Fingers crossed. I'm going to do this anyway for probably both lines, in fact. We'll have crossovers here, just in case we do decide to run, again, little shuttle services. Like that. And then out of here, signals, you, auto sig, yes. One there like that, one there like that. And then we're going to delete both of these. Hopefully they both worked. Yes, they did. Good, good. Over here, turn... Actually, we'll do this bit first. There. And then we'll turn off auto sig for that bit. Get rid of that one. There we are. And then all the way over here to Stamford. There. And then one final thing. I will actually place these manually. I was going to replace those ones, but I'll do it here. So that one there. Down this end. That one's actually gone kind of close to where I wanted it to be, but I'm going to build them here still. One there. One there. Nice, nice. So you can see the road here is quite busy as well between Lymington and Egham. There isn't a town. No, there isn't a town south of here. That's fine. Lymington, yes, all good. I don't know where I was going with that sentence. Actually, that's not what I meant to say at all. This one here, I'm going to build like that as well. Again, doesn't do anything. Literally doesn't benefit anyone to do it like that, but I've done it anyway. So yeah, let's get these little shuttle lines in. So we'll do the shuttles first. Oh. Crayford. Oops. Bus shuttle. Get that vehicle running as well. So this one is going to go from platform, whatever this platform is. Oh, you are platform 1. That's good. So you are Ulverston shuttle. There we go. And then another one from Stamford to Lymington. So you are Stamford to Lymington. Shuttle. Cool. And then finally, I think finally, Egham, Lymington, Ulverston, Crayford West, and then Richmond Central, which will come in on platform 3. There we go. And then back down through Crayford West, through Ulverston Junction East, and then through Lymington. Check that this is correct. It is not. So Lymington here, we're coming in on 4. Good stuff. And then up at Ulverston Junction, that should all be fine and is. Good, good, good. Crayford West, yeah, I think the centre tracks is fine. And then obviously Richmond, we're sorted there. So you are going to be Egham to Richmond. Good. Right. We need to populate this line. So I need to grab... What are you? You're Crayford to Newton Aycliffe. And I believe your top speed is like 50 miles an hour? 70 miles an hour. So you are going to be the first train to join our new Egham to Richmond line. And off you go. Good. Are there any other shuttle trains coming in to Richmond right now? Possibly. What are you? Yes. Brilliant. You're actually going to be our first Ulverston shuttle train. There we go. So it has emptied it, which is annoying because it would have been nice to get the money off that, but still, it's fine. Ulverston probably needs a bus line still, and I will build one. But right now, we'll just leave it like this. We also need the Lymington to Stamford shuttle, so I will go and see if there's another little train somewhere nearby that we can use. So that's the one that's just been transferred to that line. What else have we got? What are you? You're Richmond to Blackburn. Do we have any more trains over here? No, no, no. What about this line? Oh, where are you going? No, you're going the wrong way. You're going the wrong way. Although you're full. That's good. That's very good. So we can always add an extra carriage to those trains now. That's the good thing. Ah, here we go. So again, you're a long way away from where we need you to be. So it's going to take you a long time to get here. But you are going to be on the Lymington to Stamford. Stamford to Lymington shuttle. There we go. I'm actually going to keep you pinned so I can keep an eye on you. As for everything else, though, you're connected to that bus stop. Good. Egham. That bus stop, which again I will move. That's all fine. Ah, Crayford. The last piece of the puzzle. Crayford bus. Does it really only have one vehicle? Okay, what about Crayford? Okay, here we go. You are now on Crayford bus shuttle. Perfect. Right. Let's let this go and see how it gets on, shall we? I think that's a good idea. I will report back next episode on how well this has worked. Hopefully, it's worked very, very well, but you never know. The sign of it working or not is if people in Ulverston have destinations outside of Ulverston. So we've got one to Egham. And you are using the line. Good. Marston Mortain, Bridgehouse, Conisborough, Bedlington. Okay. There are people starting to travel. I think one last thing I will do then is create a bus line in Ulverston as well. Just to get people moving. If I was to place you here, so you serve pretty much all of the town there. I might just do one here as well for completion's sake. And then we'll build a bus stop at the bottom here too. We'll build a bus depot. Do you know what? I'm tempted to build it out of town here. Like that. And then new line. There, 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 and there. There we go. Call it Ulverston Bus. I see bright things for Ulverston in the future. Bright, bright things. Let's get you bought. And you're going to be on Ulverston Bus. Good stuff. Alrighty then, folks. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and of course if you're enjoying the series so far. Drop those comments down below with ideas for future episodes. It really helps me out. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. That also really helps me out. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you guys for your continued support. And until next time, I will see you soon.